Today's devotion comes from 1 John 1 through 17. Join me in the word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made, and without him nothing was made that had been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and through the world was made through him, and the world did not necessarily recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or husband's will, but born of God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one, the only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John would go on to testify concerning him. He cried out, saying, "This is the one I spoke about, when I said, 'He who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was here before me.' Out of the fullness we have already received grace in place of grace already given. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ." Blessings on this word as we study this in our devotion today. Really, John is taking us back to the beginning of the creation story in Genesis 1 through 2, right? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. John, throughout his entire gospel, develops this theme of light and darkness. Light brings us comfort, knowing that those who hear about him and believe in him don't have to walk in a darkness any longer. Let's go back and look at that second part of that verse again, where it says again, the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Isn't that an awesome truth? God brings great peace to you, for no matter where you are, no matter what your circumstances faces you, God's Spirit is present hovering over the waters. And we need to go no further than go back to Genesis 1, 3, and 4 to see this truth. God said, the action of Christ in creation, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that light was good. Light was a thing Christ brought forth, and good was attributed to that light. Have you ever pondered how powerful light is? It's kind of bright, right? When one is in the dark, we are desperately seeking any light for guidance to safety. Sometimes children need a night light for comfort or direction to the bathroom at night. I can tell you, being at Camp Christian at times, at dark, with very little lighting, it's a little scary. Darkness makes us uncomfortable. We connect darkness to bad things. Darkness also lacks the ability to physically overcome the light. Remember this, the next time a storm hits and the lights go out and you turn on your flashlight, light overcomes darkness. Darkness cannot conquer light. Light will always prevail over darkness, no matter how dark your situation is. The light of Christ will overcome it, and peace and love will reign in your heart. As we are in this Advent season, God sent his Son, Jesus. He was born of flesh and blood, and was flesh and blood just like you and me. We as Christians confess that he is the light of the world. His love for us, no matter who we are or where we are, he wants to shine in our life. He wants to provide us with everlasting hope and peace and joy and love. And we as the church have a light too. God has provided us a resource to do so. Jesus is our guide on earth, shines his light every day. We, you and I, have been created to be his light now. You must know that old song, right? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, right? I might just be one little light. But if we put all of our lights together, imagine what we can do in a world of darkness. The difference we can make. Are you willing? Wherever you go, take the light of Christ and we let it shine, because when we do, we bring hope to a dark world. Amen, church.